can start.
Yeah, a lot of times I have been arrested by the occupation forces, and have been jailed there under the administrative detention. Uh, when the Israeli came for my house, but it was in several times. The first one when I were living with my original family, and later on I was with my wife and my children. Um, sometimes the Israeli just knocking the door, or sometimes attack the house. They enter, they search it, they make a lot of noise for the people. They don't see there is children, because the last one when they came, my daughter was just 6 years old, and she was very afraid of them, and she also faced a lot of difficulties and problems during my period in the prison, and she was needy to counseling psychologically and physically, because she returned back with habits that just occurred with the children who are in the first or the second year from his or her age. Also, after they take you from the house, they tie your hands, they cover your eyes, forbidden to see, to talk, to do anything from the normal issues the people and the humanitarian people need to do it, or have usually basis to do it. So they take you to any prison like Ofar, Nakab. I have been sent for Ofar, for Nakab, and previously in Majiddo. This you will face in any prison of them a kind of policies and laws had been decided by the upper level in the political in the occupation state, and they execute every day the different practices of oppression against you. In the living conditions, a lot of issues, like you haven't the opportunity or the access to buy or bring cultural books to read it and to keep your mind are refreshed. Also, the newspapers and the magazines are the same. If you talk about the visit, also for me, just my mother was able to visiting me, because my wife, after I was married, my wife is forbidden to visit me. Why? They claim for a security reason, and so on. My children just come with their grandmother to visit me sometimes when she can, or she able to come. So the visit, it is a very big problem, like the cultural books and this issue. Also, the time that you have or needed to go for walking, or to do some simple sport practices, to go out from the room to the larger space. It is fixed and in specific hours according to the prisoner forces regulations. Also, there is a kind of what they call it or name it punishment about any mistake, as they put the criteria of mistake, not us. We don't admit this criteria, but finally they govern the prison according to their criteria. They put a kind of punishment, could be financially. You have to pay 100 shekel, 500 shekel, could be 1000 shekel, because of any mistake, as I told you. They assume it. Sometimes you haven't the right to go out from this room for the morning hour to walk and to refresh yourself, or you have punishment from, if you have the right and you are not forbidden to visit, sometimes the punishment is to make you punished by no visit for 1, 2, 3, I don't know how much in the next months, and several issues also from the cantina, also from the pricing itself. يعني when you buy from the cantina, they perforce us as a Palestinian to pay the Israeli prices, and you know there is differences between the two markets, the occupied Palestinian market and the occupier Israeli market. We pay for them. They use us as a business. يعني the Palestinian political prisoners who are there in thousands, they are bringing their own money to put them in the Israeli market money. We are يعني a project for the Israeli services for the prisons to, in this sign. All these difficulties, all these reasons that reveal that the Palestinians are more oppressed and oppressed daily and hourly and per minute while they are in the Israeli jails. And almost you will find it also in the administrative detention, because you haven't any kind of logic about why they are in the prison, despite of, you know, we are Palestinian, we are يعني have the right to struggle against the occupation who is occupy our land, our freedom, and they stole all everything we have it. But despite of that, yeah, despite of this main fact that have to govern the equation between the Palestinian and the Israeli, despite of that, the daily basis and the daily issues that occurred in the prison itself, it is other punishments that the Palestinian faced under this policy, Israeli policy of oppressions.